Yo, what's up guys, Bars here, and today I'm going to be making a tips video on Rainbow Six Siege for console players. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first off, I want to start by saying that it's not all about fragging, or otherwise known as getting kills. Sure, getting kills does give you an advantage, and I will add on to that later, but even if somebody can out-frag you or outgun you, pretty much, there's still ways for you to kill them. Like they can be 100 times better than you, and as long as you can outsmart them, you can still kill them, even if, like I said, even if they have better gun skills than you. So what I mean by this is, so in Rainbow Six Siege you can rotate a lot, right? So you can move around, you can flank people from different positions. You have lots of abilities, lots of gadgets. Different operators have different gadgets, and also it's all about, I think playing smart is going to benefit you more than having gun skills, because like I said before, even if somebody's way better than you, you can outsmart them. I don't want to say easily, it depends on the person that you're playing against, but you can still outsmart anybody that you're playing against, as long as you have the game sense to outsmart them. So moving on from that, like I said, kills, being able to frag and get more kills does help. I'm not going to deny that. And with that, T-Hunt is a great way to improve your aim and improve your fragging abilities. I play multiple T-Hunts every day, 1 or 2 to warm up. If I'm doing bad, I usually play more. If I'm doing good, off of the first one, then I'll just play 1. And throughout the day, if I start getting what I refer to as cold, so if I start dropping less amount of kills, or I'm not feeling it anymore, I'll go ahead and start up a couple T-Hunts, just run those real quick, and usually it gets me back into flow. So T-Hunt is a great way to improve in Rainbow Six Siege, especially on console. Next topic is teamwork. Rainbow Six Siege is all about teamwork. Being coordinated with your team can help you to win the game tremendously. What I mean by this is, on defense, start out a plan, right? So have certain people that have certain jobs, obviously based off of what the operators are playing. You can also discuss before round what operators everyone's gonna play, right? And then you wanna have certain people that are gonna hold sites, so anchors, and you wanna have certain people that are gonna roam. Usually your roamers are going to be the better players, in my opinion. The whole point of roaming, right, is to waste time from the attackers, right? So the attackers, they have limited time to push and defuse the bomb, right? In ranked. So the whole point of a roamer is to distract the attackers, or to flank the attackers when they're trying to push the site, in order to either waste time or get an early pick, or just a pick in general. And by getting a pick, I mean killing somebody. So as I was saying, roaming, it's usually generally going to be your better players, only because it takes game sense to be able to roam, and in my opinion, anchoring is a lot easier. So obviously roamers are going to be your 3 speeds, preferably. 2 speeds can roam, but personally I suggest, if you are a 2 speed and you're going to roam, stay somewhat near the site. You can, obviously roaming is off site, but you don't want to get too far to the point where you can't rotate back if attackers are pushing site or taking site control, right? So yeah, just be coordinated with your team. I know on console that can be very hard, especially if you're solo queuing. For me, I play on Xbox, right? So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there are things called group posts, where you can make a post looking for other players to play with you. And generally, in higher ranks, there are some pretty good people on there that know what they're doing and know to communicate and all that. But on lower ranks, I know it is difficult. At lower ranks, I suggest getting friends that you can play with, or honestly, just make a post, hope you get some good people. So moving on from teamwork, solo queuing. So solo queuing is when you obviously queue up for a ranked by yourself. Personally, I suggest you don't do this. I have a separate Xbox account that I like specifically only solo queue on, and so far it's been going pretty good. But the thing about solo queuing is communication. Usually when you solo queue, you're not going to have communication with your teammates. You can try inviting to the party, but what I do suggest, even if you don't have communication with your team, is just try to push with your team. You don't want to go off on your own and get picked off. You want to see what your teammates are doing, that specifically for attack, and you want to basically push at the same way that they are, right? So that you guys don't split up, and you can take site control and win the game pretty much, right? Now there's one more thing that I want to add, and that's that some people, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, some people think that it's all about killing people or fragging, but really the whole point of Rainbow Six Siege is to take site control. So on attack, you want to take control of a site. You want to hold that site as someone plants the diffuser, and everyone else needs to be watching that person's back so that they can plant the diffuser, right? So you don't need to kill their whole team to do this. You obviously, you need to first, you want to clear out the roamers so that you don't get flanked. Not necessary, but I do recommend it because you can easily lose the round to a roamer if you haven't cleared them out yet. And by clearing them out, I mean go drone them out at the beginning of the rounds, see where they're going to be, push that area as a team or as like part of your team. Again, solo queuing, it's pretty hard to do this, I know, but you can do it by yourself. It's not easy, but you can. But back to what I was saying, you want to push site, you want to clear out the anchors in that site, and you want to get the diffuser down. Once you get the diffuser down, you can completely exit that site. You don't need to be in that site anymore. You can stay in there, but the better thing to do is to, if there's a window, repel on it. If there's any way you can see the diffuser without being in the site, it's going to give you an advantage. You also want to be aware that they can run out of the building and obviously kill you. So you want to have claymores or have somebody watching it. Now on defense, the whole point of it is obviously to defend the site. So your anchors are going to be the ones denying people into the bomb site. So a perfect example of an anchor is smoke, right? So his smoke canisters can waste time so that they can't go into the site. He has an amazing shotgun, and he has an SMG as a primary, or as a secondary, my bad. So smoke is a great anchor. And as far as roaming goes, I know Cav is really annoying. Vigil's a great roamer as well. And by annoying with Cav, I meant she's a good roamer, because it annoys people, obviously. There's lots of different roamers, but again, 3 speeds are usually the best roamers because they can get back to site quick. But your whole point of roaming is not to stay off site and kill them. Your whole point of roaming is to waste time. If you wasted a minute and a half, or let's say just a minute, honestly, depending on like what your team's playstyle is or how you guys are playing what site, wasting time is all you have to do. Whether you get that extra pick, whether you kill one of their teammates or not, you have done your job by just wasting time from the attackers, right? So with roaming, if they do take site control, you're going to want to come back to site, obviously. Try to take back site control. It's not going to be easy. Generally, what you want to do is if you have an extra teammate, you want to work together with them to pinch them. So I know this is a bit scummy or like a bit annoying, but you want to 2v1 people. So you want to have you and your teammate fighting one person at the same time, because that's going to give you both the advantage. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about roaming and anchoring. Now, one last thing that I want to add real quick is you don't need an elite controller to be great at the game. I don't have an elite. I have a controller called a Power A Fusion Pro, which does have paddles and trigger locks. But I do not use the paddles, and honestly, the trigger locks are nice and all, but it's not necessary. I mean, I played on a normal Xbox controller for about a year and a half, and I actually hit Platinum 2 on just a regular controller. So you do not need a pro, like, elite controller just to hit Platinum, trust me. All it takes is dedication. You need to play it smart, And honestly, if you can get a 5-stack of your friends or just people who know what they're doing, that's going to give you a huge advantage. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say about tips on console. If you guys have any questions or recommendations or anything, go ahead and feel free to leave it in the comments. If you want, I can make another video on specific things. I'm always open to anything, Valkyrie cameras, how to play certain operators. Just let me know what you guys need to know, and I can make a video on it. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.